that a couple weeks ago. But if y'all like this idea, I can share it with Alexi or Jamie or whoever may be interested in, or who's in charge of it, not interested, and make this addition to y'all's Claris. But from what it sounds like, and that was my opinion too, Miss Virginia, that on that front page, there's a button that says exercises, and then it brings up each individual movement, like the tutorial videos. It does have mirror image basic 6 Tai Chi for fall prevention. It does have warm-ups with no talking, so you can go through all the warm-ups at one time, but then you can also do your spinal warm-ups, and that's just a button, and then you can page down, and all of those are on there. I was interested to see if brush knee was on there, but I don't know how this talks. I'm just learning. But anyway, if that's something that y'all like, I can share it with them as an idea. But that's what I'm going to do with mine, so that when people want to practice a certain move, they can just go there, find the button of the video, and click on that button, versus going to this button, going to Tai Chi moves, which takes me to YouTube, and then I have to scroll through, either way, or make it easily accessible, but it's just what would be the most useful. That's where I was curious about y'all's feedback.
Sounds like the shortcut would be really good, like you were mentioning. Click the button and you're there.
Yeah, I like the less scrolling, the better, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'll mention that to them. I have a meeting with the Claris lady on Thursday, and I'm trying to work on how to clean it up. What are some of the things that y'all really like on your Claris? Like, I have the weather for where a person lives. That seems like that would be useful. What are other things that y'all have that y'all just love?
Libby on mine, I think she had mentioned that at one point, which is library information.
Oh, to your local library?
Yeah.
I just like this.
What is it?
They have a stretch and they have a strength and exercise.
Okay.
And I like that.
Okay.
Because it's a 45 and it's really good. But I also like to be able to go on there and go to the Google website and do some things on there.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I Google so much now that Google is a verb in my vocabulary. Just Google it. I mean, I don't know how we ever survived without Google before. You remember asking questions to your parents growing up, and they would maybe know, or maybe they'd help you find out or whatever. And now what do we say? Just Google it.
That's a convenient thing.
Well, if y'all think of anything, y'all let me know. I'm trying my best to set my Claris up the best way that will serve people. And because y'all have done it a while, y'all probably know things that I don't. So if Miss Betty and Miss Gwen, if you didn't hear me when I before y'all got on, I can't remember when I said it, but I did a video and I uploaded it to YouTube. I did it this morning, and it's brush knee, which is the first movement in the advanced 6. So I don't do any kind of like retakes or editing of videos. I just get on there and do it. Oh Lord, I forgot I got to pin myself. There we go. So ma'am,
can I ask you a question? I have been trying to get, I'm not on Facebook.
Okay.
So when I get on YouTube, there's like 58 people that are named Jennifer Crosby, apparently. So I need to know exactly how to get on to your site.
Okay.
From
From what I understand, somebody told me that when they get on YouTube and they type in SOWEGA, so SOWEGA, I can put that in the chat. If they type in SOWEGA, oops, Jennifer Crosby, just like that, SOWEGA Jennifer Crosby, that brings me up because I have so many SOWEGA videos that's the way they started searching it.
Okay, good. That would be a
And
big help.
And then once you get on that YouTube page, you can follow it, and then it's on. Y'all, I'm speaking a whole different language. I think I'm saying the right words. You can, subscribe. That's what it is. Subscribe. You subscribe to the page, there's a button. And then when you open YouTube back up, it'll be listed in the ones you're subscribed to. And then you don't have to search it again. It's already on that page.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, but that's what it, SOWEGA Jennifer Crosby is what I have been told. But I put on that page that brush knee video. I didn't do any kind of edit or retakes, and there were probably parts of it I bumbled a little bit, especially talking about mirror image where I say left instead of right. Y'all always know if I start laughing, it's because I'm my brain is confused on why I'm moving my right and saying left. That is very difficult to do. So it has challenged my brain in a good way. But if you're interested, check out that video for brush knee and just give me feedback and let me know what you think. I'm willing to completely redo it. If you think it's trash and you think it was so confusing, you just tell me and I'll redo it. But I gave it a go, and we got to start somewhere, right? So I'm not afraid to say I don't know everything. I'm not afraid to say that I have lots of places that I can improve, and I'm not afraid to, try again. So that's a positive about me. I'm never going to be a video editor person to make things perfect. That would take so much time and hours. I'd rather just delete it and try again. But I'm just walking, getting warmed up, opening, closing my hands, getting ready for our Tai Chi warm-up movements from head to toe. We have made it through all of our basic 6. We're getting really good at it. Probably the waving hands in crowds is our most challenging. But with practice, we can get better and better at it and really get ready to go into our advanced movements. I will let you know, I talked to Jamie yesterday, and she works at SOWEGA, and we talked about in January having a beginner class and an advanced class for anybody that really wants to move forward and spend the majority of the time on the advanced movements, and then maybe one day part 2. I don't know if that's a thing we can do virtual. I'm willing to try it. So the morning class will be the beginner class, and the afternoon class will be advanced. So you don't ever have to go to the advanced class. You can always do the beginner class with the part 1 movements and focus on principles in a different way, and you continue to get more out of it. You know, I've been doing Tai Chi for 10 years and I still get something out of it. So it's not like I'm wondering where's part 3 and part 10 because I've already learned the first part. No, I can still get good things out of the beginning. So that's just upcoming in January, just to give you a heads up.
I guess you could switch back and forth if you wanted to. Like you could go to the advanced class if you wanted and then switch back if you wanted to.
That's right. Well, I told Jamie that some people may be interested in doing both, and that was fine with me. So you can have access to both and do which one, do both of them, try one and then go, yeah, I like the other one better. But I had a request to move forward from people who've been doing it for years. And I said, sure, I'll do that. So I hope you know that I'm willing to do whatever y'all need. And all y'all have to do is ask and we'll find a way to make it happen. All
Will
right,
they be on the same day?
ma'am.
Will they be on the same day, the classes?
Yes, ma'am, on Tuesdays. That's what I have blocked now. And I think they were having a marketing meeting today and they were going to get it put into some materials. Also, something else she said was that some of the senior centers, or not senior centers, but some of the counties are starting to take over a contract for nutrition services or wellness services. I'm not sure what they exactly call it, but there may be some more in-person opportunities in your counties, depending on where you live. So that'll be interesting to see too. All right, thinking about body structure, holding our bodies in a way that's supportive, good posture, relaxed shoulders, weight on both feet. Let's start with our, excuse me. Excuse me, sorry y'all. I'll be talking too much. All right, starting with our neck, we bring our hands up, palms down, towards our chin and chest. Push away from our bodies and follow those hands down. Reminding ourselves to breathe. Slow, smooth, continuous with our movements, even in warm-up. Our other neck exercise starts out that same way. Follow that hand to the side, back to the front, switch hands. The more you do this movement, the more flexible your neck will become, hopefully becoming less stiff. I feel like this is my bugbear. This is where my stiffness is. Let's do one more on each side. Just roll our shoulders, starting out forward. And then roll back. I like this movement to help remind us of good posture. Just rolling those shoulders back kind of puts our spines in a better way, our shoulders in a way that improves our posture. Do our big shoulder circles. Great one to focus on breath, inhaling as we come up and exhaling as we go down. Grab our ball and stretch our spine. One hand goes up, the other down. Come back to our ball and switch. Good morning stretch. I like to exhale as I separate, really extending that stretch a little bit. Probably another one I get lost on too. It just feels good to stretch that spine. Definitely something I get out of bed and do. Some people say they do it before they get out of bed. Now let's take that ball for a ride, side to side, warming up our spine horizontally. Nice small movement. We're not going too far to extend our spine. Taking it easy. Now for our lower body. Let's shift our weight to one leg, put a heel forward, hands back, balls in the middle, and toe back out to the side like a kickstand. I'm going to come to center, shift my weight, and go to my other leg to give that one leg a break. You can do 3 legs. I call them leg swings. That's not a Tai Chi word. But you can do all 3 on one side at the time, and that challenges the endurance of that one leg. So that's one way to challenge your balance. Or you can do it this way, giving that leg a break and have more experience shifting the weight as you go side to side. So technically this is a hip warm up, but definitely challenges our balance. I learned about a new program called Vivo. It's an online exercise program. And their premise for falls prevention is that being able to hold your weight on one leg is an indicator of your chances of falling. So think about that throughout your day. When can you safely challenge yourself to hold your weight on one leg? Even if it's just for a few seconds, even if you're holding onto a chair whenever you do that, just challenging one leg to hold your weight. Another way to challenge your balance is to stand in tandem. So to have tandem means to put your foot right in front of the other, as if you were walking on a tightrope, which we can only imagine that would take a lot of balance. I'm sitting here doing it right now and I can feel myself wobbling. I would probably fall off of a tightrope. But that is another way you can check your balance. My thighs may be a little big for this activity, but that is another way to check your balance. And just challenge yourself a little bit here and there. And we only get better through challenging ourselves. We never get better by just going the easy way. So when you can, challenge yourself. All right, for our knees, shift. Let's lift, tap that toe out and punch that opposite hand. Bring it back. Shift, lift, tap and punch. After I did that Vivo, I realized how many times in our Tai Chi class that we rely on one leg to hold our weight. And this right here is just another example. I'm shifting the weight. I'm relying on that leg to hold me while I lift and tap that foot out. So Tai Chi follows that same lesson and same premise of one foot holding your weight is a way of improving your balance. Now for our another knee exercise, we step out. We're going to shift our weight to that front foot, punching the opposite hand, bringing it back, feet side by side. Shift, step, shift and punch, bring it back, feet side by side. Continue to breathe through our movements. I know it's easy to hold our breath when we're challenging ourselves and doing something new and different. Just remind yourself, hey, got to breathe. Now for our ankles. Shift to one leg. There's that one leg again. Heel toe, heel toe. Feel like I'm always learning something about Tai Chi in a different way. Shift the weight and heel toe. It's like things I already knew, but I've learned to think about it in a different way to help improve our balance and coordination. I love that we can be lifelong learners, and always, if we keep our mind and ears open, there's something to learn out there. I think sometimes people think, oh, I've been doing this for so long, I know everything. I think I've done it so long, I realize I don't know if I just know a little bit about a lot of things. I guess that's the best way to say it for me. And now we're all warmed up and ready. Those are our major joints that we do in our Tai Chi warm-ups. To prepare us for our Tai Chi series of movements. Remember that as long as we follow the principles, whether we're in our warm-ups or whether in our series of movements, that's when we're going to get our benefits from our Tai Chi. So slow, smooth, and continuous is probably what I think about the most, because I love the opportunity to slow down. I'm always in a hurry. I'm always doing go, 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 go. So I take this opportunity to slow down, and I love it so much. So let's go through our basic 6 movements, thinking about any principle you choose. Here we go, and commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. And close it out. Sometimes just doing it all like that is a reminder of what we need to work on. So there may be little parts and pieces of those movements that you said, ooh, I didn't really know what I was doing there. And that tells you I need to work on that movement. I'm going to do, I'm going to turn on the Tai Chi music. All right. I'm going to turn on the Tai Chi music. You might not can hear it yet because it's slow getting started. All right, let's go through our movements with our music. And this is when we really start experiencing that mental quietness of Tai Chi. So you kind of get in a Tai Chi zone, and that that starts making you feel more relaxed. It helps reduce any kind of stress or anxiety, maybe, just any kind of icky feelings. Maybe you're worked up about something. It helps you at least have a moment of relaxation through movement. Tai Chi is often called meditation through movement. I like that we continue to move because then my brain isn't able to be too busy because I'm thinking more about my movement. Let's go through this with music and without the words. And begin. How was that? How was that without words? I like it. I do too. Without the chatter, we can really go into the movements, but still having somebody to follow if we need that. That's just a great way to practice the Jing, or the mental quietness. Now, throughout that movement, you may have kind of done some double checks with yourself. You may have thought, oh, I'm holding a little bit of tension in my shoulder. Let me relax that a little bit. You might have thought about spatial awareness, probably without calling it spatial awareness, but you may have thought about the size of your steps as you went, especially through waving hands and clouds. You may have thought about that soft bend in your knee that helps keep that knee from being a lock joint, because we want our joints to be open. It's called a song joint, S-O-N-G. So even though it's quiet, you're kind of doing a check through yourself all through those movements, to thinking about your posture, thinking about those joints, thinking about the size of your steps, that you stay within the space that allows you to feel stable. You're just doing those quiet checks and make sure you're following principles and reminding yourself to breathe. Sometimes that's pressure, and we hold our breath whenever we get in a pressure moment. So let's do it again. Whatever you choose to think about. Those were some of the things that go through my mind as I move through our basic 6 movements. And begin. couldn't help myself, could I? I had to go blabbermouth on y'all.
At
Let's
least
do
it was
it
toward
one
the
more
end.
time, ma'am.
At least it was toward the end.
Say that again.
I said, at least it was toward the end.
That's right. Oh, sheesh. Well, okay, let's do it again. And then we're going to go to our basic, our advanced 6, working towards that full understanding of brush knee. I'll leave my music on through it one more time. And begin. Very good. Makes you feel like a real Tai Chi person, doesn't it? Because we are real Tai Chi people. One thing that went through my mind is, you know, when we did that warm up here where it's a neck warm up and we're following that hand to the side and stretching that neck. You remember how I said that's always my spot where I feel the tension. Well, warming up that neck muscle really gets it loosened up a little bit. So that when I did that single whip, I didn't feel the tension that I felt with my warm up. That's a reminder for this. Some days you wake up and you're hurting. It may be your knee, it may be your back, it may be your neck. Whatever it is, it would be easy to just stay in bed and hurt. But if you get up and do a little bit of movement, getting that blood flowing can help relieve some of that pain and stiffness that you're feeling. So just remember that. It's easy to give in to pain, but giving into it sometimes will make it worse. Getting up and moving can really help loosen up and make it better by warming up our bodies. So give it a try, even if you say, all right, I'm going to do it for 2 minutes. And then if it feels a little bit better after that little bit of time, then keep going. But I experienced that whenever I did that single whip. I was like, oh, that feels much better on my neck. So reminder, keep moving and keep moving through it. All right, any questions before we move forward? We're good. Okay, so we're going to continue to work on brush knee. So here's what brush knee looks like. Remember, we're going from facing front to going to the left. And then we're gonna go left for a little bit. Actually, we're gonna be facing left, but we're gonna go forward and back, forward. We're gonna do some movements like that, and then come back to the front, and then do all those movements to the right. So we're going places, starting facing the front, going to the left. Here's what it looks like. That's brush knee. So in order to keep from just doing a hop to go into that other direction, we have to shift our weight from foot to foot so that it's slowly, smoothly, and continuously making that direction change. Our hands are started here from open and close. The first move that we're going to make is shifting our weight to our left leg. Shift. So if we shift our weight to our left leg, typically that means we're going to do something with that right leg or that right foot. And what we're going to do with that right foot is turn it in. Now, turning it in, I always think of that as an arrow or a direction to say where we're going. And you know we're going to the left. So we take that right foot and we turn it in the direction that we're trying to go. So it's shift left, right toe in. That's that first movement with our feet. Now, my foot is on the floor and I'm pivoting that foot on the heel. So I'm not completely lifting my foot up off the floor and turning it. I'm keeping my heel on the ground as I turn that right toe in. Okay, you got that? What's going to happen with our hands is we're going from this movement, because we're at open and close, we're going to extend our right hand out forward, and then our palm goes up. So it's right from the side view, it looks like this. So I kept that hand extending out right in front of me. That's my right hand. My left hand comes down and protects my elbow. So it's hovering just above that elbow. I go from here at open and close, and I typically call this lay hands. Lay hands. I think of it as dominoes, like they're falling dominoes. Lay hands. Laying those hands over. This movement right here, that's what you do when you turn that right toe in. So it's shift left, right toe in, lay hands. Okay, from open and close, shift left, right toe in, lay hands. So right now we have weight on both of our legs, probably mostly on our left leg. You may have a tiny little bit on this right leg. I think in theory, all of our weight should be on our left, but for balance sake, you may need to have a little bit of weight on that right foot. Okay? So shift left, right toe in, lay hands. Just experience that movement a couple times. All right, so now we're going to get ready to make the transition. We're going to shift our weight to that right foot. And what's going to happen with our feet is my left foot is going to come back here. I call that and prepare. What are we preparing for? We're preparing to step. But we come back here, shift, we shift right, bring the left foot back I call that and prepare, and it's because we're getting ready to step to the left. Okay, so what happens when we and prepare with that foot? We shift left, right toe in, lay hands. We shift right. When we prepare with our left foot, we're going to separate our hands here. So to come to the camera and show you, we're here. We lay hands. We're going to separate hands. So my left hand comes down here by my hip. My right hand stays right where it was. So all I did was separate my hands. Went from here to here. And that movement right there, separating my hands, happens when I do that prepare step. So back from the top, shift left, right toe in, lay hands, shift right, prepare, separate hands. And this is going to take practice, so just be patient. From the top, shift left, right toe in, lay hands, shift right, prepare and separate. Now we're going to step. So we're going to step with that left foot. Now my foot is facing towards the left. My hand's still facing towards that front. I'm going to shift the weight to that left foot. When I shift that weight, my right hand is going to come back and throw a pitch as I shift. And I call it throw a pitch because I'm a baseball mom. You are going from here to bringing that around and extending it out front. So whenever, here's what it looks like from the front. So when I finish that pitch, my palm is facing out. I have that soft bend in my elbow. Remember, in Tai Chi, we never lock our joint. So even though we're extending that arm, we don't lock it. We keep a soft, open song joint. Let's go from the top. Shift left, right toe in, lay hands. Shift right, separate and prepare. Step left, shift left as I throw my pitch. And the period of this move is follow step right. So now both of my feet are facing to the left. I have made that complete transition. That step that you just made, step left, shift, follow step. All right, this follow step foot. In a perfect world, that foot has 0 weight on it. The reason why in a perfect world it has 0 weight is because our next move, play the loop, asks us to pick that right foot up and step back. Now we know that we cannot pick a foot up if it has weight on it. So in a perfect world, that follow step of that right foot has no weight. Now let's say that you have to put weight on it for the sake of balance. That's okay. Just know that you have to remove the weight before you make that next move, because we know we can't move a foot with weight on it. So that's the in a perfect world. Step left, shift, follow step right. So no weight on that right foot. Even though it looks like in the camera that my foot is all the way to the floor, it's so close to the floor, only a piece of paper could fit up under that heel. you may feel tempted to do that. Hold on. It's hard to do it wrong when you try to, when you practice doing it right. It's easy to end here with your heel up. I did it in the very beginning and didn't realize my heel was up so high until I saw pictures of myself. So you can feel the difference if you follow step with your heel up. Your body is wanting to go forward. But if you put that heel grounded to the floor, even that small piece of paper space, then I'm more grounded in my stance and I'm more stable. So that's why when we follow step, we keep that heel down. That's what keeps us stable. Let's go through our movement again. Going from front to facing left by shifting left, right toe in, lay hands. Shift right, separate and prepare. Step left, shift left as I bring that arm around, throwing that pitch, and follow step right. So you see my follow step is further back than my left foot. Is this clear? Am I doing good explaining it?
Yes.
Okay. I know they're more advanced movements, so they make me nervous as we move. So I try to really think through all the moves. Let's do it again. And brush knee. Shift left, right toe in, lay hands. Shift right, separate and prepare. Step left, shift as I throw that pitch. Follow step right. So the first three moves of our advanced are the most difficult. So if we can get through those, we're home free and we get to do things like block and close, push the tiger up the mountain. So to me, that's home free. It's just a step back and step forward. So don't get discouraged on these first three moves, and because they're a little complicated, but we'll break them down and get through them. I just like to let you know that easier day is coming. So here we go. Brush knee. Shift left. Right toe in, lay hands. Shift right. Separate, prepare. Step left. Shift as I throw a pitch. And follow step right. Brush knee. Shift. Turn, lay hands. Shift. Separate, prepare. Step. Shift and throw. And follow step. So from this view, this is what the end looks. This is what the end looks like here. In that perfect world, all my weight's on my left foot. That follow step foot, that right foot, in a perfect world has no weight because it is going to step back for our next move. So when we say follow step, that foot gets no weight. But always remember, if you need to give it weight for safety, please do. That follow step foot that gets no weight, that's the foot that's going to step next. That's true on this movement. It's true on the next movement. It's true on all these movements in advance. The follow step foot gets no weight. The follow step foot has a heel that's only so close to the floor, only a paper fits. So you can practice keeping that foot weightless and grounded as we move through to our other moves. Let's do it again. Brush knee, shift left, right toe in, lay hands. Shift right, separate and prepare. Step left, shift as I throw that pitch, and follow step. That's brush knee, and that's the video that I put on YouTube this morning. Just to let you know, our next move looks like this. It's called play the lute. I step back, and when I step back, I turn my hands. So now my hands, palms are facing towards each other. They're gonna pass as I shift to that back foot. When I get to my elbow, I'm going to follow step left. So that's play the lute. And it kind of looks like you're playing a harp. Let's see. Here at the end of brush knee. Play the lute. When I step back, I turn my hands facing towards each other. As I shift the weight, my hands pass until that right hand gets beside my left elbow. So it's like these are the strings of the harp. And I'm playing those strings. So play the lute. And I stop at my elbow on that movement. Because keeping in mind that this is has its base in martial art, our job in a fight is to protect ourselves. So on that brush knee, it's brushing somebody off. They were trying to kick me in my knee, so I brush their foot away, and now I'm mad and I have to react, so I hit them, boom, there. So now I've hit them, and now they're mad and they're coming at me. So what do? I turn my hands, I grab their head, and I pull it towards me, and I stab them in the eye with my fingers. That's what they told me in my training anyway. I don't, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? If you were to hit somebody and then grab their hair and pull them and stab them in the eye, that's the basis in our martial art. All right, so we'll go over that more next week. Let's give ourselves a nice little fist bump massage for all those muscles that we use that work so hard for us throughout our day to get us around and keep us balanced and keep us safe. Sometimes they get sore, and it's nice to give them a massage. Now let's tense, gather, and release. We don't want to walk around with tension. Tension causes pain. So let's recognize it and release it. Big circle. One more. Then we have our right fist that represents our strength. Our left hand with our fingers up together, that represents our friendship. Our thumb in represents our humility. So we have strength, friendship, and humility, and we put those together, and in mutual respect, we say namaste. So what do you think today about pushing towards our advanced movements?
I enjoyed it.
Good. I love advanced. To me, it's like a dance.
Yeah.
To me, the basic 6, it has you know, the therapeutic nature of it, where you're going through principles and just settling into the movements and kind of relaxing. And then when you get to advance, it's like you get to have some fun and do some dancing and moving. And, you know, there's a circular groove to the movements that I just really enjoy. So I'm excited for y'all to learn our advanced movements. They're my favorite, but I can't ever rush to them because I want you to grasp all of our principles in our basic 6 movements. Okay. So if you get a chance, watch that instructional video. You may like this version of the class instructional better. I'm not exactly sure what I did different, but just know I appreciate y'all's feedback. If you get a chance, it's no stress. You don't have to, just if you get a chance. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll see y'all next week, and it will be November.
Wow.
It's just hard to believe. It really is. But I hope y'all have a wonderful week and you have good weather, and I'll see you next week.
Okay.
Thank you. Great
Okay.
class.
Okay. Love y'all.
Thank you. Love y'all.
Stay safe.
You too. Bye-bye.